Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I'm out here making my food runs like I always do. That's what I do for Ron's La Familia. So that's what I'm out here doing. But while I'm out here doing that, man, I want to rap about this fight that I'm extremely amped for, and that's Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith, man. I'm really amped about this fight, bro. I think one thing about the UK, their domestic fighters fight. And it's not like this is, I think this is, if it's not Liam Smith's first fight, if it's not his introduction fight into the division, it's his second fight into the division. And for him to fight somebody on the scale of a Chris Eubank Jr., I think that shit is real, bro. Because Chris Eubank has been as high up as 168 pounds, and he's been in there with some real good opposition, in particular Billy Joe Saunders. You know, the Matvey Korobov fight ain't necessary. You know, that fight was over in 2 rounds because Korobov got injured, his shoulder got injured. But, you know, George Groves, you dig? In particular, Billy Joe Saunders. But I think in this case, it doesn't get as high. It doesn't get no higher than Canelo unless you're talking about Terrence Crawford or Usyk or Inoue. Eubank hasn't fought nobody of that ilk. And while he did it in a loss, I mean, just both of them fought the highest level of opposition that they fought. They both lost at. Chris Eubank lost to Billy Joe Saunders. Liam lost to Canelo. He was stopped. You dig? But Canelo also stopped not Chris Eubank Jr., but Billy Joe Saunders, man. So I'm like, I don't think this fight is as lopsided as a lot of people would like to think. I feel like I'm up. Pause. I guess I'm not up, but it's a lot of people who feel that Chris is gonna go in here and steamroll this dude, and I'm just not so sure of that. But I don't think that this fight is just is so, you know, wide as people would like to believe that it is. I don't see it like that. You take their common opponent and Liam Williams, and Liam Smith was able to stop him. He was able to stop him. And was really and at a lower weight as well. You know, Chris Eubank Jr. is accustomed and acclimated to 160 pounds, so he wasn't able to get him out there. Now, that isn't the end all be all, because, you know, shit happens. People get stopped in, you know, in smaller divisions, and they move up and they fight someone who's bigger and maybe a bigger puncher. But they just proved to be a lot more durable. They, you know, Montiel and Jamal Charlo. That's a prime example of that. So I won't charge him to that, but it is telling that Liam Smith was able to stop him. And one thing that I'm really seeing that that's really having me like on the fence with this is, because at first I was like, yeah, man, I think Chris Eubank is gonna go in here and outline this dude in chalk. But Chris Eubank he's really trying his best to adapt Roy Jones Jr.'s style. And as we all know, he is not nearly as athletically gifted as Roy Jones. And how do we know that? Because 99% of boxers ain't nearly as athletically gifted as Roy Jones. You know, when you are a dude who is literally winning fights and going through divisions and just winning multiple belts off of athleticism, and you're just, you know, not completely lacking fundamentals, boxing fundamentals, but you're void of them to a certain degree. The most important punch in boxing is the jab. There's no, you know, that is the most important punch in the sport. Roy substituted his jab for his left hook. Combination left hooks would just come, you just like, that was Roy. But Roy was so gifted that he was able to do that. Chris Eubank Jr. is not that, not even remotely, not even in the slightest, man. But and I'm seeing that, and you know, I'm seeing him throwing, you know, closing distance with the wide left hooks, the big looping left hooks, and I'm just seeing the guard is compromised. He's not necessarily, he has a jab. He dropped Liam Williams with a jab, so we can't sit here and say that he has no jab. He has all punches, but I'm just really looking at this dude try his best to emulate Roy Jones Jr. And when someone is in a position where they can give him resistance and just consistently add ample amount of pressure to him, he wanes. He begins to get a little bit gassed. Not gassed to the point where he's, breathing with his mouth open, but his activity slows down, and you can tell, all right, man, I need to chill and just get a little bit more calculated with the, with my punch selection. I see that. And I'm looking at somebody like Liam Smith. Now, of course, if his tank is able to sustain itself at 160 pounds, this only then will this apply. But Liam Smith is a dude who comes forward, and the high guard, it's no, like he said it in the press conference, there's no special effects with this guy. It's nothing special about him. He's a fundamental boxer. But I heard, I'm listening to not Boxing Wave, but Ring IQ's his panel. I always listen to his. He has real dope panels. But it was somebody on there, I don't know who it was, who hit the nail on the head. He's a little bit more polished in his fundament. Like he's a fundamental fighter, but he's a lot more polished in his fundamentals than somebody like Chris Eubank Jr. is. And I think that right there is going to be the determining factor. Liam Smith knows what he is. We know what he is. He gets to the side of the punch. He's going to come up in that high guard. He's going to start to slip and dip. He's going to start to weave and roll up under the punches, and he's going to eventually close the distance, and he's going to go. He's going to land. He's going to land big. He's going to land. He's going to tap the body, and he's good at counter. He's poised in the pocket. He's good at counter punching on the inside, bro. He's pause. You have a better one, big homie? But he's poised and composed in the pocket. He has good defense in the pocket. He rolls and rides the punches in the pocket. He's able to get up under shots. He taps the body. He comes back up top. He finishes combinations. You don't know where the punches are going to land. He's a crafty, fundamentally sound fighter. And I think that is going to present a problem for Chris Eubank Jr. Because I just feel like with Roy in his corner, I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be relying on athleticism. And because he's feeling like this dude is smaller than him, he's going to be able to go in here and just knock him out. And if he doesn't do that, if he doesn't go in there and step on this dude right out the gate, and he starts to gas, what then? Because I really feel like he's really relying on his size and his athleticism to get this fight over the line, to get this, to get a victory. He's really relying on that. He's really relying on, man, you're not bigger than me, you don't hit harder than me, you don't belong in this division. I'm coming in here to outline your ass in chalk. I really feel like that's his get down. I really feel like he's feeling like that. And I think it's going to be a mistake. I'm not saying that he's going to lose, but I'm saying Liam Smith is in this fight. Because when you start launching them lead left hooks from long range, and they start getting slipped and dipped up under, and you start getting tapped to the body, and you start reset and guess and recalculate your strategy on how you're going to get this shot off, how is that going to look later on down the stretch? Granted, I also heard one of them cats say, Julius in particular, that they're both of the Liams are cut from the same cloth with how they apply pressure. I think Liam is a lot more savvy. Hold on, pause. My bad, y'all, I had to pause that, man. Listen, I live in South Omaha, man. It is some bad women over here, man. These Mexicans is bad over here, bro. Gotta be real about that. But like I was saying, man, I just feel like he's gonna really be relying on athleticism in this fight, and he's gonna be looking to really, make a highlight reel knockout, and that's another thing. He was saying, your chin. He's like, I've never been stopped with it. I've never been stopped with it. I stopped to the body, not not getting hit on the chin. What the fuck are you talking about? And granted, that was with Canelo, who was a phenomenal body puncher. He was like, that's Canelo, bro. Like, Jaime Munguia dropped him. Fowler was able to cut him. But the thing is, he doesn't stop, and he stopped him. He doesn't stop pressing the action, and it begins to wane on you. And can Chris Eubank Jr. handle that type of pressure? Liam Williams is proven not to be Liam Smith. He's proven not to be that. Regardless of the outcome of the second fight, he still lost. Liam Smith came out victorious in that second fight. He came out victorious, and in the first fight, he stopped him. So if you're expecting this dude to just come out and just crack, it's like, bro, and I think he'll be able to deal with. I think he'll carry the weight a little bit better not a little bit better, but I think he'll carry the weight the same weight because of his approach to fighting. He's not relying on volume punching. He's not relying on fast feet to get out of, the tap dance from the outside or get on the inside and cut angles or operate at mid distance and walk you into shots. That's not his game. That's not his game. He's a dude who comes forward and he's in the pocket. And he's able to preserve his tank. And I think he'll be cool at 160. At least in this fight. I think he'll be cool. If now Chris Eubank, he has he has pop. He definitely has pop. I feel like when you've been in there with Canelo, he's been in with Canelo, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's been in with Canelo. Now, granted, he didn't have to go chase Canelo around. He didn't have to chase Canelo around. He accommodated Canelo by, with being the style of fighter that he is. So he was, all right, cool. I'm coming forward. You're not gonna have to go and find me. He's gonna have to go on a hunt with Chris Eubank Jr. He's gonna have to go on a hunt. But I think he's savvy enough to where he can close. He's gonna close distance. It's not really a big height disparity. Not as much as I thought. I don't know. Either Liam Smith is taller than 5'9", or Chris Eubank Jr. is not 6 foot. So I don't know. So it's not really a height disparity there. The way I'm worrying about him just really keeping that, that walking stick out there and popping him in the face with it. I don't see it like that. Because I don't see that from Chris Eubank Jr. to begin with. I see a dude who really is trying to be his coach. He's trying to be his coach. And Roy Jones Jr. He's trying to be, he's trying to be athletically gifted like Roy Jones Jr. And he is not that. He's a good fighter, but he's not that. So I'm not so sure that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to win this fight, bro. I'm not. Unless Liam is just proving that, yo, man, the weight is wearing on him, and you see him, he's starting to fade. He's getting hit clean because he can't keep his guard up. He can't get out. He can't get out of the way of punches. Yeah, he's about to go out. Unless something like that happens, I don't see Chris Eubank stopping him. I just don't. And if he's able to maintain this weight, I see Chris Eubank Jr. getting tired and gassed out. And he's going to have to dig deep to win this fight. And if we keep this shit a stack, I'm rooting for Liam Williams. I'm rooting for him because Chris Eubank Jr. don't want to fight nobody his size. And that shit bothers me. That shit bothers me, man. Why the fuck are you calling out Bud and Kell Brook, bro? That shit is corny. As big of a name as you are in the UK, all them fighters over there, why ain't you going and hollering at no Felix Cash or nobody like that? Can we at least get you and Denzel Bentley, bro? Why the fuck are you calling out welterweights? That shit is whack. And then you was really about to get kind of, and you felt some type, like you was really just kind of, your demeanor, bro, was kind of like, yo, man, like, what's about to happen to you. It should happen to him. You're fighting a smaller man. What the fuck is you talking about? So I'm not really a fan of Chris Eubank Jr., man, but I'd be lying if I said the dude was a terrible fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But I think due to how his approach to fighting, due to who his coach is, that's going to play a major factor in how this fight goes. And it's going, I see it playing right into the hands of Liam Smith. And I can definitely see Liam Smith pressure becoming a little uneasy on the likes of a fucking Chris Eubank Jr., who's going to be relying on athleticism, man. So I'm real excited about this fight. I can't fucking wait. I real life cannot wait. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be another step in the right direction for, UK talent, European talent. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it, man. Them dudes is mixing it up over there, and they got, the American talent pool is dwindling because they refuse to sharpen their swords with each other. Pause. They refuse to do that. You dig? They want to marinate fights, and that we need to learn from the Brits, man. So I'm really appreciative of what's going on over there, and I cannot fucking wait for this fight tomorrow, man. But I'm finally home. I'm about to go in here and get my grub on. Deuces.